if it isn't Dale Dovick and his little butt buddy.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls, Gardaki.
Let's go!
And welcome back to Creative Control Round 2. My costume is slowly coming off, and by the boss battle, I will be nude. Woo! That's how we're gonna end this season. By losing all 20 of our viewers.
I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
I didn't do it. I know.
So I'm officially going to put the kibosh on Taylor Swift puns for the rest of the show.
We're Katy Perrying everything. All right.
No.
Katy Perry did? I don't think that's how you spell her name.
BFF Katie.
You spelled it wrong.
It's BFF Katie.
It's Katy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I know her better than you.
All right, so with our magnificent scoreboard that they tried to make fun of last week, Bill, you pointed out, it's there. It's there. Bill, you have 1 point. Tim, you have 1 point. Rachel, let's get in the game. All right? So, Bill.
Yeah.
You get to pick round 2, which breaks my heart because I know which one you're not picking.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
If there's a Will, there's a Broadway.
Not that one.
I imagine so.
Pick it.
I really wanted
Pick
that
it.
one.
Great.
Pick it.
Every week, he's like, I knew you were to take this to Broadway somehow.
Always.
That's how you get to Carnegie Hall. Do you wish to continue
Yes.
and fight at the Improv? What are we talking about?
Do the Broadway one. Do it.
Do you wish to continue? I'm not doing the Broadway one. I had no answers for that. I apologize in
This
advance.
whole plan was to just win the last round.
I just didn't want the Broadway one.
And
I enjoy a good Broadway musical, but like, whatever. Move on.
I liked that one. That's
It's the
coming back season
You would.
2.
It's the
Season
finale.
2, Broadway.
Because it would have been Nightmare Before Christmas and I would have won. So
Ooh, that would have been a good one. What was yours?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, good.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Season 2.
It's too
All
good.
right. Do you wish to continue? Who or what is the best video game villain to ever grace the consoles? Bill.
Bowser. That answer got applause from
It did, or at
the
least
20,000 people in our audience tonight.
A single clap from 20,000 people.
All at once.
All at once. Tim.
Let's go with Ganon.
Gannon.
Another clap from the audience.
Yeah. That was one hand doing it. And Rachel.
I want to give a shout out because I debated very hard with this. I really wanted to say Tom Nook from Animal Crossing because he's a fuck.
was a
But
prick.
anyway,
Tell us how you really feel.
He was a prick.
but I chose Aerie from Bravely Default.
All of our answers got
Yeah,
reactions.
So anyway, which movie would make the best Broadway?
Do it.
Switch them up. All right, let's get 60 seconds on the clock, and we're going to talk about a giant turtle T-Rex. Let's do it.
So the reason that Bowser is, the question is the best villain, correct?
Yes.
Is that he continually outsmarts Super Mario because Super
Serial
Mario.
killer?
What's that?
The serial killer?
That's right. The reason he outsmarts him is because every time that Mario throws a party, sends out the invites and says, "Don't invite that guy." That guy always gets an invite, and then he kidnaps the princess, and he does it continually, time and time again, and it's ridiculous. In more serious news, in terms of like a villain over the course of a lifetime, you've had to defeat him over the course of many different video games, multiple different ways. Whether it was, in the side scroller and timing it right, going around the back to grab his tail in the N64 game, all the different ways that you've had to defeat Bowser over the years have been different. And so it's not the same boss and the same way of defeating him every single time. And so that makes him one of the best villains because every time you think you know him, he changes it up.
All right. Good opening argument. Ganon from the Zelda series. Go.
Well, the reason Ganon is the best is because you can genuinely, when I think of a villain, I think of someone that you're supposed to be afraid of, you're supposed to be fearful of, not someone that you're supposed to just laugh at. So you can genuinely sense in most of the games that Link is actually though he is brave, he is actually genuinely afraid of Ganon. He can you can also fight him in a various amount of ways. He has longevity, and he was one of the first, along with Bowser, but he was one of the first to really set himself apart, being a true commanding presence of a video game that you have to actually go through a lot of adversity to get to and fight.
You have 18 seconds.
I'll save those for the
Yield.
rebuttal.
It's a yield.
So yielded.
Wait, can you actually do that?
No, I
Yield your
can't. They
time.
don't roll over. No, they don't. They don't
This is
roll
no
over.
cell phone plan.
All right. And Aerie.
So I chose Aerie because she is an incredibly complex villain. I actually did toy with the two of those ideas, and I specifically shied away from them for reasons that we'll get to in the next part. But she actually causes you, in this game, you destroy the world 3 times because of her. You cause a black hole, and you destroy existence because of her, because she keeps telling you, like, she starts off on your side. And you do all of these things that she asks you to do because she's this fairy, and she's supposed to be a fairy of light, and she appears. And at the towards the end of the game, it turns out she's not a fairy. She's this monster. It's an unpredictable boss battle, and it's it's an RPG. So you have your classes, and you're just thrown into this battle very suddenly. And you honestly, I felt so betrayed when that happened. I was really I was genuinely upset, and they didn't see it coming. And I think that's what makes her the best villain is you don't see it coming.
I spent the whole time playing Ocarina of Time hoping that Navi would end up being a villain, so I kill it. Listen! Come on!
Listen.
Listen! All right, Bill. 90 seconds. Bowser over the rest of these guys. Let's hear him.
So in terms of the scary factor of Ganon, yes, Ganon is a scary character, and Zelda's afraid of him. But Bowser is a gargantuan turtle, Tyrannosaurus Rex, as you called him. Mario's a little tiny Italian plumber, and that's scary to that world. Yes, they made it not as scary because the game was marketed towards children primarily when it first was launched. But the biggest thing is the fact that when you have a character that's so much bigger and so much more dangerous than Mario, it becomes a much more scary thing in terms of how am I going to actually defeat this huge, incredible creature. As far as Ari is concerned, am I saying it right? Aerie.
Close enough.
As far as Aerie is concerned, it's the type of character that we've seen 1,000 times. Starts off as your friend. Yeah, let me show you a couple of things, and then turns on you. We've seen that trope over and over, and it's not particularly a scary thing or what makes her the best villain, because that villain type of archetype has happened multiple times before, and that was certainly not the first, and it won't be the last. How much time do I have left?
15.
The other thing, too, is the fact that Bowser, in terms of the best villain, is the most iconic of the 3 listed here. You know, when you mentioned the other 2 characters that were mentioned, a lot of people that are hardcore fans of those series will know it. Everyone knows who Bowser is because Super Mario's played the world over.
That's time. Are you molting? That happened to me once.
And it never came back.
No, it never came back.
I like it.
It works for me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I don't have to wear the old man wig. All right, Negan. Ganon, 90. Do it.
All right, so Bowser is the most iconic in this list of people, but he is also subject to. Can you swear on this?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
He is.
I called Tom Nook a fuck.
He fucks up more than anyone in video game history. His plan has literally never worked from day one. Works for about 5 minutes, and then 8 worlds later, he's foiled again from you jumping on an axe or hitting him twice with a shell.
Ah, the Hydra defense.
So, the real villain in all of Mario is the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, what kind of place is that? The public transportation system is possible deadly plant pipes that you have to go through, and then you end up underground somewhere with weird music and mushrooms that come to life. And over here is whenever you start out with someone being on your side, regardless of how long you're on their side or not, you're building some sort of a rapport with them, so you are going to be able to find out a lot about them that you can use against them in a fight. Link never had anything to do with Ganon. He was completely completely naive to any of his moves, any of his motives, and
Like
whenever
not
you're with
being much of a conversationalist.
yes, not being much of a conversationalist, but whenever you start as friends with someone, you are going to learn some things that you can use against them. You are going to not be as surprised in a battle against them. But then Bowser, like I said, he just constantly messes up. Like the guy's plans, it's been years. He's probably been defeated more than any video game boss ever.
Okay. Ari, high stakes, bring it home.
So I want to start by saying iconic does not mean best. There are lots of video game villains that I could list off that are iconic, but they didn't make any of our lists. Bowser he does the same thing every time. The best part of him was when you got to play as him in Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. But
It's like
he
a
was
9/11 documentary.
he was
Oh,
great.
Inside Story.
He is a great villain. He is iconic, and he was great for the time. But we have moved past that. I would love to defend Ganon. Legend of Zelda is one of my favorite video game series of all time. I have a Triforce tattooed on my back. But if I'm going to pick the best villain from the Legend of Zelda series, it's going to be Majora. Ganon follows the same suits very much. He is not a very complex character. You don't know anything about him. That's the problem. All you know about Ganon is that he wants power. Bowser wants to kidnap Princess Peach. Ganon wants power. Aerie tricks you into destroying the world not once, but 3 times.
Thrice, if you will.
Thrice. And again, she has developed. She's a complex character. You really don't know her motives until she tells them to you. Like I said, I was completely blindsided by it, and I'm pretty good about like that kind of stuff. And yeah, she's just like, she's manipulative. She's unpredictable.
Time.
Thank you.
So glad we didn't spend that time talking about Taylor Swift.
What time?
Yes. Okay. What are you thinking with these? You're more video game centric than I am.
I think that
Have you played the Aerie game?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't finish it. No, I don't have to.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Spoilers!
It's fine.
What do you want to hear from them?
I know it's tough for me because I know how I would argue Ganon, but I don't want to give away how I would argue.
Yes,
Ganon.
don't do that.
I want to know what Aerie did to gain your trust that made make her feel so betrayed.
Mhm.
I would like to know. I would like to hear rebuttals from the other two to Rachel's argument about them being dumb.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember which of you said it. But Bowser being the most defeated bad guy definitely needs to have some comeback to that.
Dr. Wily's close.
Yeah,
I don't think he's that close.
Dr.
There's a
Wiley
lot
was
of Mega Man games.
looks like
That's
he was
true.
defeated by Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator. Though.
That's true.
And for Ganon, we don't know much about outside of being a power hungry monster thing. Maybe
In one of
just
the games,
version.
he's a
I can't
dwarf.
tell. He's a dwarf.
He's
Yeah.
a dwarf.
A dwarf. I thought you were like dwarf goes fishing.
I was because it's Ganondorf.
Oh, okay. All right. So 30 seconds on the clock. I want to hear. Everybody bring this home. This is the last creative control round. So bring the fire, bring the thunder, and other Imagine Dragons songs.
So Bowser's been defeated dozens of times, but the thing that makes him scary is that he keeps coming back. What's the thing that makes Freddy Krueger or Jason or any other iconic horror bad villain scary is that no matter how many times they're down, they're going to keep coming back, keep stealing your girlfriend, keep doing things that are going to drive you crazy and make you want to go after them again and have to defeat them in a new and unique way. As far as the other two are concerned, for the fact that you said you didn't finish the game with the Ari situation, so the character's not interesting enough to even hold your attention to finish the game.
No, it's just JRPGs. I can't get to them anymore. I think it's a very good
Role-playing
game.
games?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's a very good game, though.
Context clues. All right, Tim, 30 seconds.
So, I think you really don't need to know anything else about Ganon besides that. If to be a villain, you just have to be bad. And he is just power hungry. He doesn't care how he gets it. He just wants to knock everybody out on the way so he can just be the ruler of everything. As far as the Ari character, those kind of games just they're very fun to a lot of people. For me, I don't know how much you can get into the story and really get into it with that kind of gameplay. But when you pull
30 seconds goes fast. I found that out last week.
She said.
Just last week?
I was waiting for somebody. I'm sitting there. I'm setting it up. It's a fucking Jenga tower right here. I'm helping everyone out.
Just last week, huh?
Yep.
All right.
There we go. All right.
And a Geek.
So to cover what made me feel so betrayed. So in the very beginning of the game, Arius, make me say her name wrong. Ari is a fairy of light. She is this mystical creature, and it is their job to help you when the world is in peril. They only show up when the world is in peril, and she is there to guide you to the crystals and help you light them. And you do light them. You light them too much, but you don't know that. But you light them. You are led to believe the whole time that she's helping you, and you're seeking to light these crystals the whole time. You kill your friends because Ares says it's time to light the crystal.
Okay. That's time. That's 3.
I would have argued that you need a special weapon to hurt Ganon in the first game, and that would make him impossible for a normal person to kill.
Okay.
Because you need the silver arrow. That's all.
Yeah. What else? What else you got?
What
You
you've been
turned
looking
on
for,
Tim
been
here.
here the whole time.
That's
From a
because
love
Tim-
affair to
You didn't see what happened behind the scenes. He turned me
apparently
down.
not.
I think that Rachel won me over with that because you have the legend that guides you to the goodness. Like you're trusting in those myths that you learned as a kid, and the myths that unless you've ever believed something your entire life, then to have it turn on you, it's a very difficult thing to understand.
Yeah, normally I posture a lot and try to lead myself to what answer I'm going to have, but I thought Rachel dominated this round. I thought she did a good job taking you guys down. You talked about the betrayal tropes in games, but there was no follow-up to that. And Guy keeps coming back, yes, but the stakes of your game, which you kept underlining, killing your friends, killing the world 3 times over.
Tertiary.
The stakes are just that much higher. Even not liking what type of game that is.
I have a question.
Yes.
What was the game again?
Bravely Default.
What is this on? What
Bravely
platform is this on?
Default.
It's a DS game.
So, yeah.
DS.
Yes.
And it's a
Yes.
Japanese
Bravely
RPG.
Second.
Yeah. I
Bravely
don't-
Second's really good.
I'm gonna
too.
be honest,
You
I've
guys
never
are
heard of
really
it in my
good.
life.
I think I know.
It's done by-
Was
it's done by
was
Square
she in
Enix.
Marvel vs. Capcom at all?
Was she in Marvel vs. Capcom?
No, she's not a Capcom.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
From the 10,000 people audience,
Yeah.
we got that answer.
I think it's 11,000.
I was trying to figure out. It was like I know the store in the mall where like you could buy stuff.
It is a Square Enix game, though. So that's
Oh,
the
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Final Fantasy type stuff. All right, so you have anything you want to say?
Can I do it?
You go ahead.
Tiebreaker, 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 tiebreaker.
We've got a tiebreaker on our hands. How else would we end the championship round? Let's get and see what's going to happen right now.